Hey guys, Master John here, and I have this cool little product to show you today. This is called rescue tape. Now, a lot of people are looking for grips to add to their lightsabers, and they don't really know where to go. I've seen people use electrical tape, I've seen people use paracord, I've seen leather wraps, and each of them has their own pros and cons. Now, my cousin actually recommended rescue tape to me because he uses it at his work for wraps for their hammers or their other tools. But the coolest part about rescue tape is it doesn't use adhesive. So with something like electrical tape, over time the adhesive is gonna, leak out, and you're gonna get that all over your hand and the rest of the saber, and it just gets messy. Well, with rescue tape, you don't have to worry about that. And so what I've done here is I did one half of this saber with rescue tape. And as you can see, the black version of rescue tape looks almost identical to electrical tape, but there's no adhesive whatsoever. It does have a really good grip to it, and all I did was wrap it around itself. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to wrap the other half. So on the rescue tape, when it comes on the roll, it comes with a plastic cover to make sure that it's not wrapping to itself. And so I already have the measurement of sort cut out, so I know exactly how long I need it. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this out, and I'm sorry you guys won't be able to see most of this process. I don't really have a better camera angle, but we're just going to pull it out about as long as you need. I'm going to go a little bit shorter on this one because I did wrap back a couple times, so a couple inches shorter should be good. And I have had this roll for probably about 6 months now, and while I haven't used a lot of it, I have enjoyed what I've been able to do with it. So I'm just going to cut that there. Let me cut. All right. So there's the roll, and here's what I cut. As you can see with the plastic on it, on the back there, it's not sticking to itself. But the moment you try and stick two ends of it together, it starts sticking. Now, the longer that it is stuck to itself, the greater the hold, to a certain extent, obviously. I recommend doing this carefully but efficiently, and making sure that you get your wrap nice and tight, because as it shrinks in on itself, as it tries to unstretch, it's going to grip itself that much more than normal. So this is the fun part. Let's get the plastic out of the way. So we're going to take this saber and we're going to wrap it up. So you just want to peel back just a little bit of it, just enough to get one solid wrap on it. And you want to be very careful with your edge alignment if you're worried about that kind of thing, so you don't mess it up. This is the part where it might be hard to see what I'm doing. So I'm making sure that the edge of the rescue tape is lined up with the edge of the bevel right at the top of the grip. Now you could take apart the saber if you wanted to, so you're only dealing with the grip while you're doing this. I'm not that concerned about it. So that's lined up. Now, as you stretch it, it is going to pull itself thin. So just take your time, make sure that you've got a good grip on it. Because it can try and shift like it just did. So what you might need to do is press it down against the metal with your pointer finger and then pull your finger back so it's not right at the edge of the tape. So when you come around, you've got that edge for the other side of the tape to grip onto. All right, so first roll, as you can see, it's holding on to itself. It's not gonna come off unless I want it to, or unless I hold it in a weird direction. Let's go ahead and get this wrapped up the rest of the way. And just take your time with it. There's no rush. It will hold to itself as you do this. And if you want it to be more even, you gotta apply even pressure to it all throughout. I'm not too worried about that because I'm not that worried about visuals, which is why I got the black tape. But as I said before, you can very easily find other colors, and the link to this product will be in the description below. But as you can see, this stuff is very stretchy. I'm getting at least a full inch of stretch on this. So it's very elastic. And as I said earlier, the tighter you get it, the better off you're going to be for its grip, and the less likely you are to have it come off. Now, I will say be careful because I don't know what the stretch limit is on this. You want to make sure you're not going to tear it. So I'm finally at the bottom of the saber. As you can see, I'm going to do one solid wrap, and then I'll just wrap the rest of it back up and around. Now I will say that when you're working with longer pieces, this might get a little annoying because you're working with the plastic cover as well, but to me that's not that big of a deal. Alright, so now that's what it looks like when you've got one single wrap on it. I'm just going to do this real quick and get it wrapped, the rest of it wrapped up. All right, all you're gonna do is, I pinned it with my thumb back here. You want to stretch it just as far as you can. Just kind of press it down. Make sure that's nice and good. And there you go. That's a fully wrapped saber. And it's going to get better the longer you do it. Now, if you want the thicker portion of the wrap, if you double up, if you want that near the top of the grip, then you're going to want to start from the bottom, work your way up, and then work your way back down. If you want more than one layer, you just use more tape. This is super simple. I'm already loving these. It's going to help me to make sure that I don't drop my sabers as I'm using them. Now, I might do 1 or 2 wraps up here just because I normally hold my sabers closer to the emitter, but when I'm using these as a staff, this is going to make sure that I don't drop them as easily. So I hope you guys enjoyed this super simple video. This is rescue tape. Here's the label. As I said before, you can find multiple colors. It's got quite a variety of features for it. It's 950 pounds per square inch, 500 degrees Fahrenheit worth of heat resistance, and it has an electrical insulation of 8,000 volts. So this isn't just applicable to lightsabers. This is for pretty much anything where you need a little extra grip or you need something to hold a couple things together. So I want to take this saber real quick and put it as a staff so you guys can see what that looks like. Now, if you are a little cautious or nervous about the tape coming apart, what you can do is you can start near the bottom, wrap just the very edge of the tape right around like that, but do it all the way around. I wasn't focused on that, so I wasn't concerned about it. And that way, when you put your pommel on or when you put your staff together, you can tighten it right down. It lines up almost exactly how it did before with hardly any loss. And now you have a saber with a solid grip on it. So you don't have to worry as much about dropping something like this. This is great for those sabers that you're afraid of dropping because they're nice and slick, or if you're someone like me who gets sweaty hands, because that is annoying. But yeah, that's rescue tape. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you next time, and may the force be with you.